It's the unboxing. Oh, yeah. Greetings, followers. It is I, Cardinal Sin, and welcome to yet another episode of the unboxing. And I got some really cool looking stuff in the mail, so I thought I should probably share. So let's take a look and see what we got. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited. I think I know what's in here. It says you can just tear it right here. I do not believe them. Yeah, it just all tears up into a mess. You can tear there if you want, I suppose. All right. And welcome to one and all, especially those from Doom Talks chat. As he mentioned, he and I and Gary Ambrosio will be interviewing Mike Bara, B-A-R-A, on Into the Fringe on Wednesday. So they sent me kind of a Python-esque sticker, which is always nice. A packing slip. Oh, yeah! Woohoo! This is my Pyramids of Mars t-shirt. Doctor Who! Hey! Doctor Who! Doctor Who! Hey! Doctor Who! Doctor Who! I'm gonna love that shirt. I love me some robots on Mars. As a matter of fact, I have my little figure of Sutek, but I left it downstairs, and you probably couldn't see it very well in this lighting anyway, but I unboxed it early. And actually, I was thinking about putting it on my nightstand, because waking up next to Sutek every day would be really, really weird. So I went to go see this band the other day, and they're called Field Day. And it's ex-members of Dag Nasty playing, Dag Nasty. But so they don't confuse people, because sometimes Dag Nasty does go out on tour. They were, they decided to name the band Field Day, and I got into a great conversation with my buddy Peter Kortner and my other buddy Doug Carrion, the singer and bass player for Field Day, and I bought some merch, and one of them was a shirt, and I had just totally forgotten it. I left it there, and even though I was talking with Doug when he was clearing up t-shirts and stuff, I totally spaced it because I was involved in what I was talking about. So I wrote in an email, and they were like, oh yeah, we wondered where you went. So they actually sent these to me in the mail. I covered shipping, but that's the front, and that's the back. So you can wig out to Field Day. And I am doing my best to get them on my new show, which is called I'm With the Band. And I'm also in discussion with Toxic Reasons, TSOL, and a couple of other bands, perhaps Bad Religion, so that we can get our punk on all up in this, because that's what we do here. Okay. Now, you may have noticed I'm wearing my Nyarlathotep shirt. And we had a great Masters of the Genre the other day with the guys from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, Andrew and Sean. And I made kind of a large order, and I think they had to make it in 2 shipments. So that's what this box is. And while I'm opening this box, I also wanted to announce that Sunday there will be a Cardinal Sin and Friends. So if you are a fan of Cardinal Sin and Friends, please do join us for that. Cardinal Sin and Friends is every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Central. We do a trivia smackdown format for the first hour, and then the second hour we just kind of shoot the breeze, talk about whatever. So let's see what's all up in here. Oh, I guess I was wrong. It's not from them at all. Amazon has sent me a surprise. Frankly, everything from Amazon is a surprise. So let's see what's in here. I wonder why they would send me a surprise. Maybe it's a surprise bill, perhaps? Okay, we got that open. A gift for you. Interesting indeed. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's see what's in here. Okay, this is going to be the gift you can see here. And that's not for me. Oh, you know what this is. Ancient Egyptian air. Oh, mommy. I pay extra for that because it's the good stuff. It has a much higher oxygen content than we have these days. And we'll go ahead and take this off. Now, I don't know about you, but back in the day, I asked my dad to buy me a VIC-20 computer because, well, he was a computer science professor, for 50 years at the University of Kansas. According to him, never took a sick day, which I can believe. He was kind of that kind of a guy. Very old world, old school. Born in Palestine, fought for the independence of Israel. And he said no, because that Hanukkah, he bought me a Commodore 64. Now, this, of course, is not a Commodore 64. This is the C64 Mini. But you can plug a joystick and a keyboard into it, and you can actually code in BASIC, which is what I used to do when I was a little ankle biter. And before we unveil that, let's take a look at some of the comments that we have here. Happy Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to you, Philip Blair. Andy Masterson is here. Greetings, Master Masterson. I bet people say that all the time. I'm sorry. My dad was a tough cookie, you know, Philip Blair. They put him on the back of a Jeep and drove him around, and he would give orders to the other soldiers so they couldn't triangulate him. And they did a lot of really interesting things. Nobody would sell the proto-Israelis weapons except for the Czech Republic. And they had one rifle for every 7 men. So they were pretty fucking brave. And I've been to Israel 4 times, and every time we went there, we were greeted by not like a big brass band, but a little band and a lot of people. There were, flag waving types, things like that. So, yeah, that he was definitely. So this says 64 classic retro games included. Boulder Dash, California Games, Impossible Mission 2. For some reason, people that have read my story Space is a Deadly Sister have never made the connection that it's about Impossible Mission. Maybe it's too long. Jumpman, I'm a huge Jumpman fan. Paradroid, Pit Stop 2, Speedball 2. I spent so much time on the Amiga playing Speedball 2. Street Sports Baseball, Summer Games 2, Temple of Apshai Trilogy. I can't tell you how many hours I spent playing that game. Winter Games, Uridium, Basic. The full list is Alley Cat, Anarchy, Avenger, Battle Valley, Boulder Dash, Breakdance, California Games, Chips Challenge, Coil Cop, Confusion, Cosmic Causeway, Trailblazer 2, Cyberdyne Warrior, I wonder what that's about, Cyberpunk, The Fighting Machine, Cybernoid 2, The Revenge, Deflector, Destroyer, Everyone's a Wally. Uh-oh. I think that has to do with Wally kind of naughty software. Firelord, Gateway to Apshai, Gribley's Day Out, Heartland, Herobotics, Highway Encounter, Hunter's Moon, Hysteria, Impossible Mission 2, I.O., Jumpman 2, Mega Apocalypse. I guess that would be even bigger than a regular apocalypse. I'm not sure how that could happen. I mean, an end of the world is an end of the world, right? Mission AD, Monty on the Run, Netherworld, Nobby the Aardvark, Nodes of Yesod, Paradroid, Pit Stop 2, Ranarama, Robin of the Woods, Silicon Warrior, Skate Crazy, School Days, Snare, Speedball 2, Brutal Deluxe. That sounds fun. Spin Dizzy, Street Sports Baseball, Street Sports Basketball and Soccer, Summer Games with Summer Games 1 and 2, Super Cycle, Sword of Fargol, I remember playing that, Temple of Apshai Trilogy, The Ark of Yesod, Thing on a Spring, Tower Toppler, Trailblazer, Uridium, West Bank, Who Dares Wins 2, Winter Games, World Games, and Synapse. And of course, the caution is for mild violence. So, this is actually made by Clonto, right here. And they asked me if they could use my interview with Dave Haney, who engineered the Amiga 2000, 3000, and 4000. And also he made himself a 3000 Tower, which technically does not exist. And they asked me if they could use my interview of him at the last Amiga convention in the States, as far as I know, for Amiga Forever, their emulator that uses WinUAE and has a couple of DVDs. So if you have Amiga Forever and you've seen the Dave Haney interview, then, well, that was mine. And I think I have it on my Amiga playlist. If you're like an Amiga fan or, into the history of computers, I ask some pretty interesting questions. As you guys know, as an interviewer, I make sure and do my research and study and all that good stuff. And I had a lot of good questions. So this features a high definition output at 720 via HDMI, pixel perfect display with US/Europe display modes, and CRT filter options, save game function, 2 USB ports, plug in a USB keyboard and use as a home computer with C64 BASIC, or add a second joystick for 2-player games, or you can add a keyboard. Supports software updates via a USB flash drive. So basically what they've done here, and this will even plug into your TV, what they've done here is they've created a really small, you can take the entire motherboard of a Commodore 64 and put it onto a keychain flash drive, basically. But what they've done, at least I'm led to understand, let's open her up here, is they've put the entire motherboard of the Commodore 64 on a chip and put it in a housing that looks like a little Commodore 64. The C64 Mini. They also have one for the Amiga, and I believe there's one for the Atari ST as well. All right. Now, even though I have an old Amiga mouse and an old Amiga keyboard, apparently you need this keyboard joystick to play, and it's a USB joystick, so it wouldn't fit into a regular Amiga because Amigas are old. But I used to play with joystick like this all the time. As a matter of fact, one of the things that bothers me about modern games is I'm just kind of a one button, one joystick guy, and I don't have enough fingers to do all the PC games, where you've got to be able to control the game with 19 fingers. And so this is the actual unit itself. This is much smaller than a real Commodore 64, and the keys don't work. That's kind of the point. And all of the games they have on here are abandonware, which means no one bothered to renew the copyright, or they didn't copyright it when it came out. So let's take a look at this part here. So this is the aforementioned keyboard, which does not work, but is image accurate to the original Commodore 64. And here we have an on-off switch and 2 USB ports. So you can play 2-player games or add a keyboard, and you can program on it. What else is in here? What other kinds of goodies are in here? I also have an Amiga 2000, but I haven't done an unboxing of it because all of the parts haven't arrived yet. I had to get some from Europe, and we all know it takes a little while for stuff to show up from Europe. So the question that I have is, would you like to see me play old school 68K games online? Because everybody has a gaming channel except for Cardinal Sin, because I've already got 7011 shows. Boy, they didn't make this one get easy to open. Anyway, this is the HDMI cable that comes with. We all know what one of those looks like. And there is a charging unit here. Looks like a USB-C. If I can show that to you. So that must be how you get power to the thing. And of course there's a quick start guide and Retro Reborn, the world's finest retro game subscription service. Officially licensed games, exclusive challenges, official leaderboards, antstream.com. And it gives a little promo code that you can use when you sign up, which is kind of cool. And there is the C64 quick guide, C64 mini quick guide, and it says you should have the C64 mini computer, the C64 joystick, HDMI cable, USB power supply cable. Okay. Okay. So it's got kind of a view there. And the cool thing is, if you have the ROMs to other Commodore 64 games, you can add them via USB drive to your heart's content. So if you know of places to get ROMs for those games, and I do, you can. So that's pretty nifty. It's got a view of the joystick here. And that would seem to be that. So I guess my extra box from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society is yet to come. So, hey, yay! More unboxing, right? So let's look at some more comments here. You can get your Cardinal Sin and unboxing merch right here, gillstore.com. You can send me a tip at paypal.me/gillbavel. I don't see any of your credit card information. It's 100% secure. So while I'm still unmonetized, which might not be for very much longer, you can certainly send me a tip there if you'd like to buy me a coffee or a pizza, or just send me $1 or $2 or $5 or 10 or 10,000, whatever. You can do it there. Shelterin', yay. Hail, Andy Masterson. It is a party, Philip Blair. That's what we do here is we party. Cyberpunk, I've seen that as a genre category on Audible. Yep. Cyberpunk was first a genre of science fiction, then it became a musical genre. Rod Thunderheart is in the house, had the number 5 like. Philip Blair asks, A Quiet Apocalypse? Sounds like the title of a good sci-fi short story, maybe a radio drama. Or how about The Silent Apocalypse? Sounds a bit more menacing. I like that. I might use The Silent Apocalypse if that's okay with you. I'll of course give you credit in the book. Yes, there is a Nintendo version of this mini 64 thing. So I don't think it was an homage to the C64. I think it was an homage to the Nintendo NES. Is that right? I didn't do Nintendo when I was a kid. ROM stands for read-only memory. So if you have a ROM for a video game, then you load the ROM and you can play the game. Yeah, I know. It was kind of disappointing. I didn't finish it. Rod Thunderheart says, still here. He's got it right. Read-only memory. As opposed to RAM, which is random access memory and is rewritable. Read-only memory is not rewritable. Unless, of course, you have a flash ROM, in which case it can be. Now, I have a lot of things coming up, not just the Cardinal and Friends Trivia Smackdown on Sunday, not just Wednesday when we're going to be doing Into the Fringe with Mike Barra, Gary Ambrosia, and Doomcock. But I'm also going to try and put in I think I'm going to do a Midnight to Midnight this week. And that depends on you. So if you in the chat would like to see a Midnight to Midnight, say tomorrow, let me know and I will do one. You can put a 0 in the chat if you're not interested in a Midnight to Midnight, or a 1 in the chat if you are interested in the Midnight to Midnight. Oh yes, they mentioned all that stuff in the original Tron. The one that had a story. The second one was all glitz. It's not a 24-hour marathon. Midnight to Midnight is named for a Psychedelic Furs song. And it's a common mistake that people think it's a 24-hour stream, but it's not. It's just a late night stream. All the other good midnight, shows had good names. They were already taken. Rod says, I'm down. And Philip says, I'm down. Maybe Matthew Pounder has a feeling. Or maybe he has more than a feeling. Maybe Andy Masterson has something to say about that. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out. So that's good news. And I think other than that, let's see. What else do we have? What else? Yep. Oh, Monday, Masters of the Genre. I think I can do Trivia Smackdown after a Cardinal Sin and Friends, because Cardinal Sin and Friends is at 3 p.m. Central, and the midnight to midnight obviously starts at midnight Central. I'll just make sure we don't go for, more than 6.5 hours or something like that. And that seems to be just about everything. Matthew Pounder says, I'll try to be there. Then I will try to send you an invitation. Thanks for joining me on the unboxing. And yeah, so that makes sense to Rod. That's good. And until I have more stuff, in the mail, that's about all I have. So until then, au revoir. Be good. Be safe. I remember. I am having an 800 subscriber celebration on Saturday. So that would be Saturday, say, afternoon to evening, and then the midnight to midnight would be at midnight, well, Sunday, technically. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else to let you know about. I do want to thank you guys for being here. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll make this one kind of a short one. So it's Cardinal Sin. Out.